His becoming Muslim and migrating. His becoming Muslim. The first ray of the light of faith that touched his heart came on the day when he saw the women of Quraysh leaving their homeland and traveling to a distant land because of the persecution that they were facing from him and others like him. His conscience was stirred, he felt remorse and pity for them, and he spoke kind words to them which they had never expected to hear from someone like him. Umar Abdullah bin Hantama said, when we were traveling, migrating to Abyssinia, Umar, who used to persecute us, mercilessly came and stood over me and said to me, are you leaving, O Abdullah? I said, yes. You have persecuted us and oppressed us, and by Allah we are going out in the land of Allah until Allah grants us a way out. Umar said, may Allah be with you, and I saw the kindness in him that I had never seen before. When Amir ibn Rabi'ah, who had gone out on some errand, came, I told him about that, and he said, it seems that you hope Umar will become Muslim. I said, yes. He said, he will not become Muslim until Al-Khattab's donkey becomes Muslim. Umar was moved by this woman's attitude, and he felt distressed. How much suffering the followers of this new religion were putting up with, but despite that, they were standing firm. What was the secret behind this extraordinary strength? He felt sad and his heart was filled with pain. Shortly after this incident, Umar became Muslim because of the dua of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, which was the main reason for him becoming Muslim. He had prayed for him, saying, O Allah, support Islam with the more beloved of these two men to you, Abu Jahl bin Hisham or Umar ibn Al-Khattab. And the more beloved of them to him was Umar. Allah created the circumstances that led Umar to Islam. It was narrated that Abdullah ibn Umar said, I never heard Umar saying about something that he thought it would be so and so, but it turned out as he said. Once, while Umar was sitting, a handsome man passed by him. Umar said, if I am not mistaken, this man is still following the religion of Jahiliyyah, or he was their soothsayer. Call the man to me. When the man was called to him, he told him what he was thinking. The man said, I have never seen a day such as this, on which a Muslim is faced such an accusation. Umar said, I am determined that you should tell me the truth. He said, I was a soothsayer during Jahiliyyah. Umar said, what was the most astonishing thing that your female jinn told you of? One day, while I was in the market, she came to me scared and said, haven't you seen the jinns and their despair? And they were overthrown after their defeat and prevented from listening to the news from heaven. So they stopped going to heaven and kept following the camel riders, Arabs. Umar said, he is speaking the truth. One day while I was sleeping near the idols, a man brought a calf and sacrificed it to the idols. An unseen creature shouted at him, and I have never heard anything harsher than his voice. He was crying, "O you bold evildoer, a matter of success, an eloquent man is saying, there is no God but Allah." Shortly thereafter, it was said that a prophet had appeared. Many reports have been narrated concerning the reason why Umar became Muslim, but when we examine their isnads according to the standards of the science of hadith, we see that most of them are not sound. From the reports which are narrated in the books of seerah and history, we may divide his story of becoming Muslim and his public announcement of his conversion into two topics as follows. His determination to kill the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Quraysh met to discuss the matter of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They said, "Who will kill Muhammad?" Umar ibn Al-Khattab said, "I will do it." They said, "You can do it, O Umar." So he went out at midday on a very hot day with his sword by his side, looking for the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And a group of his companions, namely Abu Bakr, Ali, and Hamza, among the Muslim men who had stayed with the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and had not migrated with those who had migrated to Abyssinia. He was told that they gathered in Dar al-Arqam at the foot of a Safa. He was met by Nu'aym bin Abdullah an-Naham, who said, "Where are you headed, O Umar?" He said, "I am looking for this Sabi." He said, "I am looking for this Sabi, this one who has changed his religion, who had divided the Quraysh, insulted their intelligence, criticized their religion, and slandered their gods. I am going to kill him." Nu'aym said to him, "What a bad course you have taken, O Umar. By Allah, you are fooling yourself and have become careless, and you are going to be the cause of Banu Adi's doom. Do you think that Banu Abdul Manaf will leave you walking on the face of earth after you kill Muhammad?" Do you think that Banu Abd Manaf will leave you walking on the face of earth after you kill Muhammad? They argued until their voices became loud. Then Umar said, I think that you have changed your religion, became Muslim. If I find that to be true, I will start with you. When Annaham realized that he could not stop him, he said, I tell you that your family and the family of your brother-in-law have become Muslim and have forsaken you and the misguidance that you follow. When he heard that, he said, When he heard what he said, he asked, Which of them? He said, Your brother-in-law, your paternal cousin, and your sister. Umar's reign on his sister's house and steadfastness of Fatima bint Al-Khattab before his brother. When Umar heard that his sister and her husband had become Muslim, anger overtook him and he went to them. When he knocked at the door, they said, Who is it? He said, The son of Al-Khattab. And they were reading a paper that was in their hands, but when they realized that Umar was there, they rushed to hide and they left the paper there, where it was. When he came in and his sister saw him, he recognized the evil intent that was on his face. So she hid the paper beneath her leg. He said, What is this muttering and whispering that I hear in your house? For they had been reading Surah Al-Taha. They said, We were just talking amongst ourselves. He said, Perhaps you have changed your religion. His brother-in-law said, O Umar, what if the truth were in something other than your religion? Umar attacked his brother-in-law Sa'id, pulling his beard, and they wrestled. Umar was very strong and he threw Sa'id to the ground and jumped on him, then sat on his chest. His sister came to his husband's defense, but he pushed her away with his hand, and her face started to bleed. She said angrily, O enemy of Allah, are you hitting me because I believe in Allah alone? He said, Yes. She said, Do what you like. I bear witness that there is no God except Allah and that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. We have become Muslim whether you like it or not. When Umar heard that, he regretted what he had done. He got up off his brother-in-law and sat down. Then he said, Give me this paper you have. She said, I will not do that. He said, Woe to you. What you said moved me. Give it to me so I may look at it. I give you my solemn word that I will not betray you. You can take it back and put it wherever you want. She said, You are unclean and none can touch it but the purified. Quran 56:79. Get up and wash yourself. So Umar went out and washed himself. Then he came back to his sister and she gave the paper to him, on which was written Surah Taha and some other surahs. He saw on it the words Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. When he read the words Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, he was alarmed and threw the page down. Then he regained control of himself, picked it up again, and saw the words Taha. These letters are one of the miracles of the Quran, and none but Allah alone knows their meanings. We have not sent down the Quran to O Muhammad to cause you distress, but only as a reminder for those who fear Allah. A revelation from Him, Allah, who has created the earth and high heavens. The most gracious Allah rose over Istawa, the mighty throne, in a manner that suits His majesty. To Him belongs all that is in the heavens and all that is on the earth, and all that is between them, and all that is under the soil. And if you, O Muhammad, speak invocation loud, and then verily He knows the secret and that which is yet more hidden. Allah, la ilaha illa huwa. None has the right to be worshipped but He. To Him belong the best names. Quran 20:1-8. Surah Taha, ayat 1-8. He felt great respect for it and said, Is this what Quraysh is running from? Then he read some more, and when he reached the words, Verily I am Allah, la ilaha illa ana, none has the right to be worshipped but I, so worship me and perform as-salah, iqamat as-salah, for my remembrance. Verily, the hour is coming and I am almost hiding it, that every person may be rewarded for which he strives. Therefore, let not the one who believes not therein, in the day of resurrection, reckoning, paradise and hell, what follows his own lusts, divert you therefrom, lest you perish. Quran, Surah Taha, ayat 14-16. He said, The one who says this, no one should be worshipped other than him. Tell me where Muhammad is. Umar goes to the Messenger of Allah ﷺ and declares his Islam. When Khabbab heard that, he came out of the house where he had been hiding and said, Be of good cheer, O Umar, for I hope that the answer of the dua of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which he spoke on Monday. O Allah, support Islam with the one of these two men, which is more beloved to you, Abu Jahl bin Hisham or Umar ibn Al-Khattab. He said, "Tell me where the Messenger of Allah is." When they realized that he was sincere, they said, "He's at the foot of as-Safa." Umar took his sword and carried it by his side. Then he went to where the Messenger of Allah وسلم, and his companions were, and knocked at the door. When they heard his voice, they got scared, and no one dared to open the door to him, because they knew of his harsh views concerning the Messenger of Allah وسلم. When Hamza saw that the people were scared, he said, "What is the matter with you?" They said, "It is Umar ibn Al-Khattab." He said, "Umar ibn Al-Khattab, open the door for him. If Allah wants good for him, he will become Muslim. And if he wants something other than that, then it will be easy for us to kill him." So they opened the door, and Hamza and another man took hold of Umar's arms and brought him into the Messenger of Allah وسلم, who said, "Let him go." The Messenger of Allah وسلم, stood up, took hold of the knots of his lower and upper garments, pushed him harshly, and said, "What brings you here, O son of Al-Khattab? By Allah, I don't think that you are going to stop until Allah sends down a calamity upon you." Umar said to him, "O Messenger of Allah, I have come believing in Allah and His Messenger, and in that which you have brought from Allah." The Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, "Allahu Akbar," and the companions of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ in the house realized that Umar had become Muslim. So the companions of the Messenger of Allah ﷺ dispersed, feeling encouraged because Umar had become Muslim, as had Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib. They realized that these two would be able to protect the Messenger of Allah ﷺ and settle the scores with their enemies.